All right, let's pick some frickin' corn. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. All right, it's Saturday morning. What is the date today? It is November 16th. Ooh, this month is flying by. I've been saying that for a while now. Okay, on the dock for today, picking corn. That is our mission today. That is our goal. We know we're not going to get all the corn picked, but we want to get a good 6-8 loads done today. That is the hope. Calves are fed. 29 is all juiced up. Dad's taking that down to the shop, and then I'm gonna jump on the Mahindra and grab the first wagon, take both of those down, the wagon and the picker, down to the field, help Dad with the first couple of rounds, make sure he's going okay, and then come back up and get the next one. All right, gravity box is hooked up. Most important thing I did with the gravity box, I shut the chute door. Nothing sucks more than starting to pick or load grain into a gravity box and the door is open. Everybody's been there. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. All right, let's pick some frickin' corn. We are a little bit late. We like to pick, traditionally we like to pick in late October at the latest. This was really weather dependent. We had a lot of rain. All of a sudden we got done chopping and then just started raining for 3 weeks. So I'm gonna follow along and I just kind of watch stuff, make sure the husking bed is doing what it's supposed to do. But this first row is not the greatest. We did chop it, but the deer have had plenty of time to get out here and do some work. The majority of the husking actually happens when the corn goes into the head. Those two rolls go like this. One goes this way, then one goes this way. Then the stalk gets stripped in between it, and then the cob just kind of pops off. And then the hope is that the husk, a lot of the husk, the majority of the husks come off in that process. Definitely tell that the corn is dry enough because we are getting some shatter where the kernels are coming off the cob. Not a huge deal because the majority of that still makes it into the gravity box and then it will make its way up into the crib. Alright, Dad is right there. He's got a pretty decent sized load on, but we got this other wagon, the chute is on and the door is closed. So this one is ready to go. We still have that third one that we can pull out if it takes me the same amount of time to unload, to drive back, unload, come back, as it does for Dad to pick a load, then 2 wagons is just fine. Whoa! Dad apparently broke a shear pin. So, an easy fix, as long as we got the right size bolt. Alright, that did the trick. Just every so often, that one will go. Dad seems to be going good, so let's head up. I was just about to start unloading that load. All right, we're back up at the farm. Okay, I need to pull this wagon ahead just a little bit, I think. I do have all the slats, or the lats in the opening, so that is plugged off. But I will say one thing, all that oil we put on there, this thing's running smooth. We'll see how long that lasts. The nice thing is when the corn's dry, it flows out of there real nice. So, all right, let's see what we got going on. Finally got load number 2. Dad's right about there. He's got to do one more round and then we should be good. Load number 2 is unloaded and Dad's working on number 3. Going a little bit slower, I guess, than we thought it would be, but that's all right. If we can get like maybe 6 loads done today, 4 loads done today, or even get all the gravity boxes picked and not unload them, just get them home, then we can unload them in the morning and whatever. We're not quite sure, but there might be a bearing starting to go out. There's a little bit of a higher screech sound to it, and I can hear it more at a distance than I can when I'm up close to it. So I guess we'll see. Yeah, one nice thing about that thing is if something were to go, a bearing would seize up or something like that. I mean, the thing's all metal, and 90% of the stuff is already off, so there's low potential for like a fire issue or whatever. But if a bearing goes and seizes up, there's so many clutches on there, the clutch just goes, and you got to figure out where that clutch is and then what's causing the issue, and then it points you to a specific spot. Because sometimes it is a little hard to hear a bearing go out on that thing, but that is one way to obviously find a problem, is those clutches go out. But there's so many of those on there, there's like probably a dozen, and they just help you out a lot. So all right, let's head back, let's get this guy unloaded. This should be load number 3. Second time with this wagon, so we'll see if we can do a better job than we did last time, and then get down here for load number 4. All right, load 3 is in here. Pretty much what we thought would kind of happen. The corn's still kind of piling in the back, which is pushing the tower forward. See, that rope's kind of slacked. I did loosen this one back here, and I don't think it's kind of dented in, but I don't think that's really from the string or from the rope pulling. I think that's just the nature of that panel. But I think that will round out as that guy fills up. So I did put a little slack on that one rope. So, and I also made a little backstop with a chunk of 2x or a chunk of plywood. This is actually all left from the first load, so much better. I only had to pick up like 4-5 cobs instead of like, I don't know, 50. All right, load number 4. That one's pretty full. And yes, the SMV sign is on the front. I believe they had, whoever we got this box from, they had the box the other direction versus having the chute on your left side. It was on the right side, putting the SMV sign in the back. So yes, I'm aware of that. All right, so yeah, Dad said this one's kind of full. I only had to wait like just a half a round, which was really nice. So we're back at the farm. I just pulled load 5 home, but we're gonna let that sit there and we're gonna start feeding because we're about 3:45 and it's gonna get dark pretty quick. And we're definitely not set up to pick in the dark, but we'll be able to pick tomorrow. It's supposed to be decent. All right, girls are fed. 1 bale tonight. They were very spirited tonight. They were excited. All right, load number 6 is right there. So not a bad day. Granted, they're not unloaded yet, but that's all right. Crib, maybe a little over half full. So yeah, tomorrow we should be able to easily get that thing full. And then we got to figure out how we're gonna set up in the barn. All right, and it is almost dark. Dark enough we need the lights. But everybody's happy. Good to go. Calves are doing good. Today I posted a video, the one saying that future is bright with young cows. I also kind of was talking about these guys. You know, like I really like these 2 mic drops, and this number 10 is out of that 10 on that thumbnail. So she's a Bruno daughter out of a top grade Lucky Dice Sheer Force. That's the bottom half of that one. So really excited about actually all 4 of these black ones right here, because that's a Bold Ruler, mic drop, Bruno. And then we got little Cora, and then we got Barb's daughter. So it's not just the young ones out there, but it's the young ones in here too. So always excited about the young ones coming up. But we do really like the way those True Justice heifers are turning out. Those True Justice have really been nice. So it'll be interesting. We should have a couple True Justice coming this spring. So especially out of that DF 431, we kept a mic drop out of her. So I really would like a bull, True Justice bull out of her, because she raises good calves. So. All right, that's the end of the day. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, good morning. All right, so sun's actually out this morning, which is really nice compared to yesterday, and it's not as breezy. Hopefully that stays because the wind yesterday was a little raw. We're gonna feed calves quick, and then we'll work on getting these gravity boxes unloaded so we can pick some more corn today. And that's basically name of the game today. If we can get the crib filled and then everything switched over to be able to finish loading in the barn, we should be good. That'd be great for today. Last night we did end up giving them quite a bit extra corn silage than we had been. So before I put out their grain, I will push all that around. All right, we got our backstop set up. That should be fine. 5 horses all fueled up, and I think we're ready to go. Probably 4 loads will fit in there, give or take. 4 loads should fit in there. So these 2 and then probably 2 more. But obviously we'll take a look at it. You don't want to go too long. There comes a point when you get the pile above the roof line, you get about 1 load, and that's all she wrote. Load 1 done. Grab the other one and get that one going too. Second load, 6 total are now in the crib. Dad's kind of putting on his winter stuff so he can do the picking, and he's gonna hop on and we'll get him down there and get him going. We want to stop, grab a grease gun and an oil can, do some lubing, because we got a couple spots that might be squeaking a little bit. Some of the chains need a little bit, so yeah, and then we'll get picking again. All right, we got most everything greased, and now we're just kind of hitting some stuff with oil. All right, there we go. Got it greased up, got the chains oiled up. A lot of them didn't even really need it. But we had a couple of chains we wanted to hit for sure. And there we go. Still thinking like 2 more loads will fill that crib, and then we'll be done with that guy. At first I thought, unloading this load number 7, that, we might be able to get a 3rd load in there today. But we're like 1.5 feet from the roof line, and that peak is probably 3 feet above that. So yeah, 1 more load is going to fit in here, and that'll be all she wrote for the crib, which is awesome. I mean, that's going to be 8 loads. That's enough for in there. From concrete to peak is 10 loads for us typically is what'll fill that thing, but because we got the junk on the bottom, yeah, it's 8 loads. All right, so this is load number 9, and we're actually going to be finishing this field today. The crib is full. Took me a little bit to get that, but so just to explain the way this all turned out, if you remember, we chopped the outside rounds of this because one, right where I'm standing was so weedy. Those first like 6-8 rows were so weedy. We chopped it kind of to open it up too, and we knew we didn't necessarily need as much corn. Cob size and amount wasn't the greatest on this field this year. So those two combinations were like maybe 4 loads less than we normally would be. So mostly because those outside rounds were so bad and we didn't pick them. The other nice thing is we don't have to set up the elevator for working in the barn. We don't have to set up a little makeshift crib in the barn. None of that stuff. All we're gonna do is leave this stuff in the wagons, probably back the wagons up into the barn, and then leave them. So a lot less work. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. The only bummer that we're finding today is this weather. See, this guy right here is actually out today, and it's really, really nice. If we had 2 more days like today, we could shred our stalks tomorrow and bale them the next day. But we're not gonna get that, so oh well. That's just the way it goes. Dad's just about finished with that row, and then he's got to turn around and come right back, and then he is done. Fricken Corn 2024, that's a wrap. It's always good to be done with certain segments. Done chopping, done picking, done baling, done picking up bales. All those little points, it's always nice to get them done. Well, it was a tight fit, but it did fit. Barely. This barely fit. Again, it's a really nice day today, and it still feels really, really good to have corn picked. So cross our fingers that, yes, it's the end of getting towards the end of November, that we get a few more decent days, at least in the mid 40s and sunny with a little breeze to dry stuff out, so we can get some stock bales. Not the end of the world if we have to buy some, but obviously that's an expense you don't want, since we already have stocks, just can't bale them. So. But yeah, Dad's gonna take the 44 back home because, well, his truck's down there, down by the shop, and just in case there's a chance, like the field that we chopped, there's a chance that he might chisel that. I think we have to pump up a tire on the chisel plow, and I don't think he remembers that, so we'll see. But it needs to go down there eventually anyway, so no time like the present. But everybody's good to go. Corn's done. Leftover stuff is upstairs. That was actually kind of really, really nice to kind of run into that. But yeah, picking is done. We just have to clean up the picker a little bit, and that won't take too long. So, all right, we're at the end of the day, end of the video. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys have a great week coming up. Hope you liked the video. Please hit that thumbs up button, Sports Channel. If you got any questions, please leave them in the comments. I know picking isn't something everybody does. There's a few guys out there that do it. But if you got any questions on what we do with it, obviously I think, we grind it. But if you got any questions on the picking and all that stuff, please leave them in the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, because we don't want you missing anything, how we're going to use that corn if you haven't seen any of our older videos. And when we dive in to the crib and the fun that comes with that, I think I'm going to get a helmet this year. So, yes, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, thanks for coming along.